Hello learners, I want us to look at the economic order quantity. And economic quantity, this is the quantity at which cost of having stock is minimum or is the procedure for balancing ordering cost and carrying cost so as to minimize total inventory cost. That's how we define economic order quantity. So having defined what is economic order quantity, now we want to look at the formula for calculating it. So we say the formula for calculating economic order quantity is equal square root of 2CD into brackets, high P into brackets. So C is going to stand for is delivery cost per batch. D is annual demand for product. P is the cost price per item. This is item. Then I is stock holding cost per annum, which is expressed as a fraction of stock value. Then there are two formulas of calculating economic order quantity. The other formula is economic order quantity is equal square root 2 P divided by C. U stands for annual usage in units. P stands for cost of placing an order. C stands for cost of storage of 1 unit, stock for 1 year. So depending on the question that you are going to be given, you will decide which method you are going to use between these two. So we have a question here that we are supposed to calculate, and our question says a company has an annual demand for material of 25,000 tons per annum. The cost price per ton is 2,000 shillings and cost holding cost is 25% per annum of the cost value. Delivery cost per batch is 400 shillings. Then you are told to calculate economic order quantity. Now the method, I'm going to use the first formula. You can try using the other formula. So we can say economic order quantity is equal square root of 2C D into brackets IP. So we know square root of, already 2 we know it, C. C stands for is the delivery cost per batch. Delivery cost per batch. Are we given the delivery cost per batch? Yes, we are given it, which is 400. So here we are going to multiply by 400. Multiplied by D. Do we know what is D? D stands for it is annual demand for the product. As we are given, the annual demand for the product is 25,000 tons. So here we write 25,000 tons. Into brackets, high. Do we know what is high? High stands for is stock holding cost per annum. Stock holding cost per annum. Hello learners, I want us to look at the economic order quantity. It's one of the calculation in the control. So we need to define what is economic order quantity. And we define economic order quantity. This is the quantity at which cost of having stock is minimum or is the procedure for balancing ordering cost and carrying cost is to minimize total inventory cost. So we need to look at this formula of calculating economic order quantity, and there are two formulas of calculating economic order quantity. The first one is the square root of 2CD divided by into brackets IP. So we need to know what does the C stand for. C stands for is the delivery cost per batch. D is annual demand for product. P is the cost price per item. High is the stock holding cost per annum, which is expressed as a fraction of stock value. So we have another formula which is square root of 2C UP divided by C. So annual U stands for annual usage in units. P stands for cost of placing an order. C stands for cost of storage of 1 unit, stock for 1 year. So this is the calculation that we are going to use to calculate our question. A company has an annual demand for material ratio of 25,000 tons per annum. The cost price per ton is 2,000 shillings, and stock holding cost is 25% per annum of the stock value. Delivery cost per band is 400 shillings. Then you are told to calculate economic order quantity. This is the formula for, you're going to use the first formula to calculate the economic order quantity. And the first formula is the square root. All of it is in the square root. So square root of 2CD divided by IP. So our C, which means is the delivery cost per batch, and it is 400. It is here. Then D is the annual demand for the product. The annual demand for the product is here. It is written there. I is the stock holding cost, which is expressed as percentage. Why is it expressed as a percentage? Because it is expressed as a function because it has a percentage. So we are going to write it as 25 over 100. Then the last thing, which is P. P stands for cost price per item. And we are told here, cost price per ton is 2,000. Now, having identified that, it is easier for us now to calculate. We are going to write 2 multiplied by 400 multiplied by 25,000 divided by, instead of writing it 25%, we are going to write it 25 over 100. So it will be 25 over 100. And then remember it is in the square root. So here we write the square root of, when we multiply this and we divide it, we are going to get 40,000. When you calculate it, you are going to get the 40,000. Then you are supposed to look at the square root of the 40,000. Using your calculator, you are able to get the square root of this. And the square root of this is 200 units. 200 units. Now that's the formula of calculating the economic order quantity. You need to practice the formula and you need to understand it. In our next class, we look at the FIFO, which is first in, first out. Thank you.